Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here live from my beehive. This is, I think, my third Facebook Live this week. I've been on a roll. Maybe it's even my fourth. I can't even count anymore. I've done so many of them. But this week on my blog and in all my posts, I am featuring the Time for Tea bundle, and for my last project of the week, I'm going to show you how to make my accordion tea bag holder. It's this little tea bag holder. I just put the post up on my blog. I'm going to be adding this video to it in a moment, so you'll be able to see it. It has this little accordion fold, and then there's the little tea bags inside. So I think it's like a really cute idea, gift idea for tea drinkers and everything. So I'm going to show you how I made this little guy. It's really great. I made one of these a few years ago, and we had different products back then, and I thought it would be great to revamp it with the products that we have now. And so I decided I was going to do a video game, but a video for me takes a long time from start to finish because I actually edit it. This is live, so I don't edit my live videos. So I thought I am going to do this as a live video, and so it might take me a little longer to get through it all, but I've tried to streamline as much as possible. So if you just bear with me a second, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you how to make it as best that I can on a live video. So I'm so glad that you're here with me this morning. Welcome to everyone who's just joined me. And just let me give you a flip around. Okay, there's my day today. We're a little bit gray here in the Boston area. I think we're gonna get some rain this morning, maybe not. Hopefully the sky will be sunny later. But let me just flip this down to my work surface. Here we go. Here is my little holder, and hello to everyone that's joining me. Let's go ahead and start off. This is the Time for Tea bundle that I'm featuring all this week. It comes with the Time for Tea stamp set and the Spot of Tea framelits, and this is what I use to decorate up this tea bag holder. So to do the tea bag holder, you're going to need your scoring board. This is my Simply Scored scoring board. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. I'm going to do it in a different color, how about, because I've already done it in Coastal Cabana, so now I'm going to do it in So Saffron with Coastal Cabana accents. So, hello everyone that's joining me. This piece of cardstock, this is the base. You'll need it to be 10 inches by 3 inches. And I'm just going to slide the 10-inch side up to the top of my scoring board. And I'm going to score this at the 4 1/4 inch mark and the 5 3/4 inch mark, like that. This is the outside of your holder. I'm going to fold it along the score lines, and then I'm going to need the detailed trio punch. I'm going to start off by punching the ribbon hole that goes on the top. It's easier to do that first because it's easier to center it when the corners haven't been done yet. So I'm just going to look, I'm looking here, I'm putting this detailed trio punch, in case you're not familiar with it, has 3 places to punch. These are both corners, and this one is it's a small oval, and it's meant for the straight side of the cardstock. So this one's not a corner punch. So I'm just going to slide this in. Make sure it's centered. Look to make sure cardstock is the same amount on both sides. And when that looks good, just go ahead and punch it. See how easy that is? And then do the same for the other side. Punch away. Let me bring it into the camera more. Then you're going to go ahead and corner round the corners. So just make sure that your corner's all the way in and punch it. And flip it and punch it. And do that for all 4 corners. And punch. Now we're going to come over here and do this last decorative one. So just make sure when you're putting it in, there's a guide here. Make sure it's flat along both of those guides, because if it's not, then you're not going to get the punch where it's supposed to be. So mine is now situated. I'm going to flip it over like this. Make sure it's all the way in. And then we'll come over here and do the other corners. Wriggle that in so it looks good. And flip it. And punch it one last time. So I think, let me make sure I'm looking at my notes. Okay, my outside is all complete. So I can just set that aside for a moment. Let's work on the accordions. So you'll need your Simply Scored again, and I'm going to be using, I've forgotten the name of this paper. It is, just hold on. I know I have it here somewhere. So much stuff. Here we go. Yay, found my cheat sheet. It is called the Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper, and I've been talking about this paper all week. It is a lighter paper than you'll be used to if you use Designer Series paper. So the one thing we need to be careful of when we're scoring this paper is not to press too hard. And also I'm going to be using your scoring tool. Comes with a small ball and a large ball. I'm going to be using the large ball. The small ball will have the tendency to tear through the paper. So just use a little lighter touch than you're used to when you're scoring. So I'm going to line this, I should tell you what the measurement is first, shouldn't I? This is a 6" by 4" piece of the paper, and I'm going to put the 6" side up at the top. And I'm going to score this one at all the 1/2" marks. So I'll start off with 1/2 inch, and then 1" mark, 1.5, 2 inch, you see where this is going, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and 5.5. Oh, and I've got one little thing across the room. I need my cutter. My cutting station is on the opposite end of my room because I don't want to have just one more thing on my work surface, so it's always over on the other side of the room. So you'll see that this is scored all the way. The reason I do it, I score it first and I cut it, that way I don't have to score as many times. So I'm going to put the 4" side up at the top, and I'm going to line it up at the 2" mark. Make sure it's straight up at the top of your cutter, and my cutting blade's all the way at the bottom, so I'm just going to cut from the bottom up. So now you have two pieces that measure 6" by 2". Let me put this aside. Okay, so now we need to fold these. I want the yellow side to be on the outside. So you see right here, I've got the Coastal Cabana side facing out because this has two different sides. I'm going to want both of them, both the yellow sides, to face out. So I'm going to start off with folding this piece down, and then I'm just going to accordion fold it. So back and forth. Just make sure you're folding it along those score lines. So I'm going all the way along, making sure. Okay, so there's my first accordion fold. And so for this one, I want this side to face outwards, so I'm going to fold this side down first. And then I'm just going to go along and score, or not score, fold along. That's the bad thing about Facebook Lives, is when you say the wrong word, it's there forever. I just kind of just leave them in. All right, so I've got my second fold like that. Now you're going to need coordinating cardstock pieces. you're going to need 7 of these pieces that measure 3 inches by 2 inches. Hello to everyone that's joining me. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're going to use Tombow to glue these in. So again, these are 3-inch by 2-inch pieces. And we're going to start off with this left side and see how this is the accordion fold. So I'm going to start up at the top here, and I'm going to put Tombow on this first inside segment. Just put Tombow all the way down, and then I'm going to take this piece on the 2-inch side, and I'm just going to line it up along that first accordion fold. Make sure it's all the way in along the score line. Then I'm going to come over here to the other side and get this one set up. I want to put Tombow along this side right here. And then I'm going to line this up. So here's the back side. This is what the back side looks like. And you can kind of fold this over and smush down the Tombow as well to make sure that it's all sticking together. We'll take our next piece. And so what you just need to remember from here on in is you're going to skip a segment and then you'll put Tombow on the next segment. So Tombow, we'll put this in on this side. Then you're going to go to the other side, skip a segment, Tombow on the next segment, and then you're going to bring this through, tuck it in, and then if you want, just fold it in, and then you can really squeeze down that Tombow and have it stick really well. Like you can just go ahead and run your fingers along there. So that's basically the pattern. Skip, and the next segment gets Tombow. And then come to the other side, skip a segment, Tombow a segment. Just keep making sure that your pieces are all the way in to the score line, okay? So I wish I could fast forward it at this point, but you're just gonna have to bear with me. I have loved using this bundle all week. It's kind of nice to have one bundle to focus on, because that way I've been able to like really get familiar with it, do a whole bunch of projects with it. This is the second 3D project that I did. I'm sure some of you saw the cute little Hershey's Kiss favor that I did that looks like a little teacup. So that's kind of like a fun little favor to have. But this one is more of a gift. So this one's nice because you're going to be able to pick some of your favorite tea to put in here. I like to kind of match my tea bags to the tea bag holder. So I had fun going through my tea collection and picking some nice yellow tea bags. It happened to be chamomile. No surprise there. And so I just had fun kind of matching it up. But you could also just go ahead and choose whatever tea you wanted to put in there. You don't have to do matching tea. You could do the person's favorite tea. And then I just need to do this one. And then we'll be right at the very end, and I'll show you what you do with the end piece. So we're almost to the very end. All right. So when you get to the end, you're going to glue it just to the outside. And I'm just going to line that up. And come over to the other side. And don't bite me. Line that up. Okay, so now I'm just gonna squish this down. Normally I'd have a little chance to let this dry. Actually, I'm gonna let this dry, and why don't we decorate the outside just so that I'm not pulling apart paper, because I'll have to do a little bit more gluing to get that on the inside. So let's bring back our holder, and we need to decorate the outside. So what I did, the reverse side of this beautiful rose pattern paper is this kind of coastal cabana side with, I think it's Daffodil Delight accents. I find Daffodil Delight can be a little too bright though, so that's why I took So Saffron, and I think the So Saffron looks really nice with this paper. So I'm going to want to have this strip of paper down. This one is just 3 inches by an inch, and I'll be gluing that down in a minute, but I'm just kind of lining this up here to see how I want my little thing to look. Earlier, I stamped this little teacup with basic gray ink, and I colored it in with Pool Party and Daffodil Delight markers. So that's how I want it to sit. I'm going to take my crushed curry ink pad. It is the darkest yellow that we have. If I stamped So Saffron on top of So Saffron, I think it would be a little light. I'm hoping that the crushed curry will be dark enough to stand out a bit. So just open up your ink pad, and I'm going to be using, where did I put it? The little greeting that says, "You fill my cup with happiness." So I've just kind of got this aligned. You might want to, if you're doing more than one, you might kind of want to look how far you stamped everything, you know, just as a sample. I'm inking that up, and I'm probably going to put it right about here. Make sure you get a good stamped image there. Yeah, I think crushed curry really is the perfect color for the front. I'm so happy that worked out, because I didn't do this sample ahead of time. I kind of put it together and thought, oh, that will look good, and I was just hoping it did look good. So anyway, then you're going to take some snail and just use it on the back of this paper. Since it's a little lighter, and since it's not trying to get together accordions, I wanted to use a little bit lighter of an adhesive on that. So I'm just going to line this up like that. And I'm actually going to use Tombow on the back of my teacup, because this is a thick Whisper White that I used for the little teacup. Shove it a little bit, make sure it's centered. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so now we need to glue the accordion piece into the inside. So this piece gets glued in right here. Okay, so we need to put glue along the back side. Get on my Tombow again. And just take some Tombow and put it along this side here. And when I put it in, I want it right at the bottom. So just make sure it is sitting right along the score line right here, okay? Because you don't want it to be kind of up in the air. And then you're going to come with the other side, and I'm going to put Tombow on that side, and then I have to bring the accordion over to the other side like that. And then I'm just going to put a little pressure on there to make sure. I've got my hand on the inside, and I've got probably 2 of my accordions kind of pinned down to the opposite side, just to make sure that it's sticking. You can do the same for the other side, just to make sure you've got like a good seal on that. Now, let me grab some tea bags. I'm not going to put all the tea bags in, because I only have 2 in my craft room right now, but just so you can see, you just slide the tea bags into the pockets. Now there's room for, I believe 6. Even this front pocket is actually a pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to put the little tea bags. You'll want to put them in now before you tie the ribbon up at the top, because once you've tied the ribbon, it's hard to get them in there. So I cut some ribbon earlier. And oh, here it is. Okay. So this is our, it's called Tea Room Ribbon, and it's a combo pack. And you get 2 colors in there. You get Very Vanilla with copper and Coastal Cabana with copper. So then I just slide this in the ribbon hole right up at the top here. And normally you might want to tie a bow or something, or you can just tie a knot. But I'm going to do a knot where I tie it around my finger and bring it down, because I like the look. It kind of has a really festive look when you bring it around the top. And I'm going to tie a knot and bring it through, all the ends through. I'm going to bring the knot all the way down to the bottom. Okay, and then once you have that tied, then you can cut off the ends. And I'm going to do them about, I'm trying to look at the same length as I did for my other ones. So there you go, a really cute accordion tea bag holder. And I kind of did them in opposite colors, but I think both of them look cute. This paper has other colors in it too, so you don't necessarily just need to do these particular colors. If the paper you're using doesn't have any Coastal Cabana in it, just double up on the vanilla and copper ribbon. So those are the tea bag holders. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to say. I wrote myself notes down, and I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing else that I needed to say about that. All right, does anyone have any questions while I'm on here? Thank you so much for everyone who joined me this morning. Yay. If you want to see any of more photos of this project, everything will be on my blog at cubiesquest.com. I've done a lot of videos this week on different projects using this particular bundle. So I'm going to turn my mic around. So make sure you have a look and see all the things that I've done. Tomorrow I'm going to have a wrap-up post on my blog that's going to have links to everything that I've done this week. So if you're a busy person and don't want to track things down, just look at my Saturday blog post, and you will be directed to all the different projects that I did this week. And there's supply list information on there. And if you have any other questions later on, if you're not watching this live, have a question for me, post it in the comments, either on my blog, on YouTube, or on Facebook, and I will get back to you and answer your question. So I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you liked all of the projects that I did with the Time for Tea bundle. And next week I am working on my next week's blog posts already. So we'll have a new product of the week next week. So I hope you'll join me for more Facebook Lives next week. Take care, guys. Bye.